So, welcome back to the show. So, I am going to keep up with the tradition of doing some Chicago favorites. Now, one of my favorites that I used to love as a kid growing up and still kind of enjoy as an adult is what we call the pizza puff. Now, the pizza puff is a Chicago food. It's just authentic to Chicago. And what a pizza puff is, if you're not familiar, it's like pizza wrapped in like a pastry. So it's actually wrapped in a flour tortilla. And it's just, you know what? Instead of talking about it, that's right. Let's get to it. And we are back. So we have a few ingredients. Now, I am doing this buttered flour tortilla, and I got this recipe from a YouTuber. Her name is Salty Cochina. And this is where I am borrowing this recipe from, because one of the things, the main ingredient for the pizza puff is a flour tortilla, which I never knew. So I thought it was some kind of puff pastry, but it is a flour tortilla. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take a half a cup of unsalted butter, and we are going to cut this into cubes. We're going to cut this down so that it melts easier. And so to this, we got 1 cup of water, which we are going to add this butter into the water because we are going to melt this butter. We're going to put it in the microwave and melt the butter for a second until the butter is like not melted, not fully melted, but melted enough. So we're going to put this butter in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. We'll be right back. Okay, our butter is out of the microwave. I put it in there for about 1.5 minutes. And to this, we have 3 cups of flour and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Now we are going to mix this until the salt is combined. Okay, and now that this is all combined, what we're going to do is we're going to add our butter and water mixture slowly. We're going to add it slowly and then start to combine it with our hands. Now, she said that this dough is going to be a little sticky, which it's supposed to be. But we're going to knead this dough, and what it'll do is start to pull away from the bowl, and we'll have a nice dough. Now, depending on your climate and where you are, you may need a little more water or a little less water. And so right now, like, mine's a little tacky, and I don't think I'll need to add this water, because if I do, it'll be way too much. As a matter of fact, it's still not tacky enough. I'm gonna add just a little more. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to knead this dough until it like starts to come away from the bowl. Like it's really tacky. But she said it's going to be like this, and you're tempted to add flour. Don't add flour. It is going to come together. Just keep kneading the dough. And so now it's come away from the bowl. Now we have our work surface. What I'm going to do is continue to knead this until it's a nice, smooth dough. Okay, now we have a nice, smooth dough, and as we always can tell, just hit it and it should bounce back. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to separate this. And what we're going to do, we're going to pinch our index finger and our thumb together, and we're going to take little balls. And what we're going to do is alternate and make even smaller balls in here. Or if you don't want to do that, and boom, there we go. Or maybe I should get the scale out. That way I can weigh these and I got the perfect amount of dough in each one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my scale and that way I can weigh these. Give me a second. So I have my scale and we are at 3.5 ounces. So right here we got 4.2. So we need to take some off. Perfect, 3.5 ounces. And we're just going to work this dough just like this, and we got a nice little ball. Now, being from Chicago, I'm born and raised here in Chicago, and they're just favorites that we have here. And one of the things, and we have what we call some hood foods. And what we call hood foods is not in the urban area. Well, in the urban area, not that foods that you can find in the urban area, but not so much in the suburbs. Now, we have, we're located by what we call South Side and West Side. North Side also. And then we have downtown. Now, I'm a West Sider. I was born and raised on the West Side. So on the West Side, we have our staples, which is like a gym shoe sandwich, or a gym shoe burger, which is just gyro and a beef patty. Then there's other burgers, which we call what they call a Vice Lord burger. Not sure, but hey. Those are our hood foods. And then we have our fried chicken, like fried chicken and mild sauce. Like if you haven't had mild sauce, now I'm sure everyone has heard of Harold's or Uncle Remus. Now, I'm from the West Side, so for me, it's going to always be Uncle Remus. That's what I grew up on. Southsiders, they love Harold's. I'm okay about Harold's. They're okay. But I'm a West Sider, so I am partial to Uncle Remus. So if you ever come to Chicago, hit both of them up, Harold's and Uncle Remus. And you tell me which one you like the best. So we have our dough, and we're going to set these aside, because what we're going to do is we're going to get in here and we are going to go to the next step. We'll be right back. Okay, so the next step is I have a little oil. You could use whatever kind of oil. What you want to do is you're going to rub this on your hand. And what we're going to do is going to rub each little ball with this oil. And we're going to place it in our bowl. And the reason we're doing this is because we don't want these balls to dry out while they are resting. So we are going to place these into our, we're going to oil these and place them into our bowl. So we have these in our bowl. What we're going to do is we're going to cover these with plastic wrap, and we're going to let these sit about a half hour. And after that half hour, we're going to come back and we're going to roll out some nice tortillas. We'll be right back. So in the meantime, while we are waiting on our dough to rise, we're going to get our pizza sauce started. So got some olive oil. I'm going to start with some, I got about a half a cup of onions and a half a cup of yellow bell peppers. And what we are going to do is we are going to cook these and just sweat these down until they're nice and translucent, which should take about 5 minutes. Now I will have these ingredients listed in the description as always. So if you're ever looking for the recipe, it's always in the description. And to this, we're definitely adding my favorite, roasted garlic. I keep roasted garlic on hand. This is smelling amazing. It is so fragrant right now. And I have some tomato paste. I'm going to squeeze about 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato paste in here. And we're going to cook this down because we don't want that raw tomato taste. And what this is also going to do, it is going to give us a really robust sauce. And now I have my crushed tomatoes that we are going to add to here. And this is about a couple of cups. Then I have about a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And the red pepper flakes is going to give us a little heat. I have about a teaspoon of basil and a teaspoon of oregano. And already this smells amazing. And to this, I have a pound of pork sausage that we are going to add to this. And we are going to cook this down into our sauce. And we're going to let this develop all of this flavor. So we're going to put a lid on this and we are going to let this cook down. So we have our filling going, we have our dough rising. Right now, we can just wait. So in about time this is ready, our dough should be ready to rise also, and we can let this just cool down. We'll be back. So our dough is all ready. And we have like these nice, beautiful balls of dough. And what we are going to do, we are going to take them, going to flatten them out. Then we're going to take a little flour on both sides. And we're going to rotate these. And we're going to start to roll these out. So you want to keep rotating our dough. We're going to roll these to about 10 to 11 inches. And what we can do is we can just pretty much, like, if you can't get a really good round, just take it and pinch that dough. And we got a really nice, good round dough. We're almost at 10 inches. I want to get at 10 inches or a little bit past 10 inches. And there we go. We can stretch this dough out just like that. We got our first one. What we're going to do, we're going to take our dough. I have some mozzarella cheese here, and I am going to layer this just as such. And I'm going to take a scoop of my filling, and we are going to layer this again, just like that. And then one more nice little layer. And what this dough, stretch it. We're going to fold it over as such. Take this dough, fold it back over, and we're going to pinch this. And the reason we want to pinch this is we want this to stay sealed. Other words, if we pinch it while we're frying it, it will open up on us. So this is what we want, just like that. We have all three of our pizza puffs all ready to go. Now the next step, we're going to get some oil and deep fry these bad boys until they're nice and golden brown and piping hot on the inside, and we'll see the big reveal. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back and our oil is nice and hot. What we are going to do is we're going to drop our first one in here, and we are going to let this puff up. I got my oil at 375. And so we're gonna let this cook. Okay, we got our first one done. And here we are. Got that nice crust. Okay, we have this here. Let's cut this open. Oh, and reveal what's on the inside. And that is a pizza puff. Oh yeah. Now, let's taste it. Still kind of hot. Oh yeah. This is it. I want you to see that pour. Oh. Oh yeah. See how that cheese is nice and stringy. This is absolutely delicious. Oh, I'm about to enjoy this, as always. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. Do me a favor, hit that like, that share, that subscribe, and smack that notification bell. That way, you know the next video that's out. And until then, happy eating. And peace out.